let's talk about something I think pretty much everyone has felt. You have these huge, ambitious goals, but you also feel totally stuck. You feel lazy, but you know you're not. So today, we're going to unpack the psychology behind that exact feeling.
Does this hit close to home? I mean, you can practically taste the life you want. You can see it so clearly. But then when it's time to actually take a step, you just stop. You freeze. And you tell yourself, oh, I'll start tomorrow. It's an absolutely maddening place to be stuck. I bet if I asked you that, the answer would be a huge, resounding yes. And honestly, that's what makes it so painful, isn't it? It's that nagging feeling deep down inside that you have so much more potential just waiting to be unlocked.
Yeah, it's this endless loop. You get super excited about a new idea, you maybe even buy the domain name, you map out all the steps, and then poof, the energy is just gone. You're stuck in the planning stage forever because, planning feels like you're doing something, but you're not actually moving forward. Okay, so here's the most important thing I want you to hear right now. If this is you, you are not broken. You're not fundamentally lazy. This is about a pattern your brain has learned over time. And the good news is, because it's a learned pattern, it can be unlearned. We can change it. So let's give this whole experience a name. We'll call it the dreamer's dilemma, because it's not just some random feeling you get once in a while. For a lot of us, it's a predictable, frustrating, daily cycle of avoidance. You know how it goes. You wake up and you think, okay, today is the day, for real this time. But then you just check your phone for a second and suddenly an hour has vanished. You tell yourself, all right, I'll start right after lunch. But after lunch, you feel kind of sluggish. By the time evening rolls around, you're just swimming in guilt, promising yourself that tomorrow will be different. Sound about right? So why? Why does this keep happening? Well, the answer is actually wired right into our brains. It's a survival mechanism that in our modern world can really, really work against us and our big goals. This right here is the fundamental conflict. On one hand, you've got your ambition. It wants to grow, it wants to achieve things. But then you have your brain, and its number one job for thousands of years has been to keep you safe. How does it do that? By avoiding anything uncomfortable and seeking immediate pleasure. And guess what? Hard, ambitious work registers to your brain as a major discomfort. So think about it. Every single time you choose to watch another YouTube video instead of starting that project, your brain gives you a tiny little reward, a hit of dopamine. It feels good. It feels like relief. And this process teaches your brain a very simple lesson. Avoiding the hard thing makes me feel good right now. So you see, you're not lazy. You're just caught in a powerful biological feedback loop. And as if that biological loop wasn't enough to deal with, there's another huge piece to this puzzle, the perfectionism trap. We tend to wear perfectionism like a badge of honor, but really, it's just fear wearing a very convincing disguise. This is such a critical idea to grasp. Perfectionism isn't really about having high standards. It's about being so terrified of failing, so afraid of not being the best, that you decide it's just safer to not even play the game. It's a defense mechanism, plain and simple. And this is the cold, hard logic that paralyzes us. As long as that incredible book idea or business plan stays in your head, it's perfect, it's untouchable, it's safe. The second you try to bring it into the real world, you risk finding out it's flawed, and your brain will do anything to avoid that risk. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, we know the traps. So what's the way out of this mess? Well, it's not about waiting for some magical lightning bolt of motivation to strike. It's about building a practical, real-world skill, discipline. This comparison is everything. Look, motivation is just a feeling. It's a fair weather friend. It comes and goes. You can't build your dreams on something so unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, is a system. It's something you build through action. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Discipline is the very thing that creates the feeling of readiness. And this is the truth of it right here. The real secret is that you have to separate the feeling from the action. The most productive, successful people in the world don't feel motivated all the time. No way. They just do the work, especially on the days they don't feel like it. That's how you build that discipline muscle. So, how do we start building that muscle? Where do we even begin? It all starts with a simple, practical toolkit that's designed to do one thing: build momentum. So, here's the game plan. First, you start ridiculously small. I'm talking 5 minutes of work, just 5.
The goal isn't to be perfect, it's just to be consistent. Show up every day. And when you fall off, and you will, we all do, the most important step is to forgive yourself instantly and just start again. No guilt allowed. And remember, this is not a willpower problem. It's a design problem. You need to rig the game in your favor. Set up your environment for success. Put your phone in another room. Turn off all the notifications. Make the right choice the easy choice. You're not trying to fight your brain. You're just gently guiding it in the right direction. Oh, and let's talk about this trap. It's so easy to spend all our time watching videos about productivity, reading articles, listening to podcasts. It feels like we're making progress, but a lot of the time it's just a smarter form of procrastination. You probably already know what you need to do. It's time to stop consuming and start doing. Okay, we've broken it all down. We've talked about the problem. We've talked about the solution. Now let's bring it all home. Let's talk about right now. Because your new beginning, it doesn't start tomorrow. It starts with whatever you do next. Just let that one sink in for a minute. We are so afraid of failure, but failure is just data. It's how we learn. The real enemy of your dreams, the true opposite of success, is doing absolutely nothing. It's inaction. And that's the bottom line, really. You can have the most brilliant, world-changing dreams. But until you ground them in the real world with small, consistent, and sometimes imperfect action, they're just going to stay fantasies. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Not a big idea, not tomorrow, not later today, right now. What is the one tiny, ridiculously small step you can take toward your goal the very second this is over? Answer that question and then go do it. That's not just a question, it's your first move. Go make it.